Welcome. Today what I want to talk to you about are exponential rules. And as you probably can tell, the root word for exponential is exponent. So, exponent. So what we're going to talk about today are the exponential rules. The most important thing for you to understand, though, is that we have a base, okay? And it doesn't matter what you call the base. The base could be called A, it could be called X, it could be called Z, it could be called anything. And your exponent is going to be a number of some sort, and then this is your exponent. So just remember that this is your base. And what's most important at this point right now is to remember when we're dealing with exponential rules, we're looking at bases that are the same. So in our first rule, which we're going to call Rule 1, we have a base of a, and we have one exponent of m times, right, a base of a to the n. So a to the m times a to the n equals a to the m plus n. So what does that mean? Well, let's try it. If we have x to the third power times x to the fourth power, that equals x to the 3 plus 4, which is x to the 7. Our second rule is actually talking about dividing, and so this here actually means to divide. So what we're going to say is then a to the m divided by a to the n actually is a to the m minus n. So let's try an example of that. If we have x to the 7 over x to the 5, we end up with x to the 7 minus 5, which is x to the 2. But Jackie, what happens if the exponents look different? So let's try a different way. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to instead say x to the 3 over x to the 9. So that equals x to the 3 minus 9, which is, oops, let's erase that, which makes it x to the negative 6, because 3 minus 9 is negative 6. Okay, so a to the m divided by a to the n equals a to the m minus n. Rule 3 has a to the m and then in parentheses to the n power. So what that means is a to the m times n. Okay, so, right, let's try that. If we have x to the 5th squared, that is x to the 5 times 2, which is x to the 10th. Our fourth rule is a little bit different. Here we've got a division problem to an exponent. So we have a divided by b all to the m power. And what this is saying really is a to the m over b to the m. Okay, so let's do an example. If I have n over 2 squared, I then have n squared over 2 squared, which is n squared over 4, because 2 to the second power, what we're saying is 2 times 2, and that equals 4. The fifth rule actually goes back to an earlier rule. Now we have our base to a negative power. And whenever you have a base to a negative power, what it's telling you is to create a fraction. So what a to the negative m means is actually 1 over a to the m. Okay, so if I had x to the negative 7, that would actually be 1 over x to the 7th. And if I also had, let's think about it the other way, what if I had 1 over x to the negative 2, negative 2, what that's really saying is x squared over 1. So this negative sign is telling you to put it on the opposite side of the fraction. So in this case here, it's in the numerator, we need to switch it to the denominator, and in this case, it's in the denominator, and we need to switch it to the numerator.